like look at poor old Robin Williams. He was probably the funniest man of the 20th century. I cannot think of a person who was zanier and more mad-capped than what he was. You know, the guy would just simply absorb anything he could and just spit it out as pure comedy.
He was very talented.
He was talented, but is it talent?
But the thing was, he could do a comedy and then he could do something as emotionally driven as this.
Yes.
I mean, he did some pretty big emotional ones.
Comics make the best actors.
Mm.
Look, I'm sure other people will argue with me black and blue on this, but it's true.
Good comics.
I will concede to that. Yes, good comics.
Very good
make
comics
the best actors.
make the best actors.
And it's because when you're being funny, you have to strip back part of yourself and you have to just lay it bare to people.
You've got the emotional
that's correct. You've got to have a certain... You develop in order to be funny, you have to have a certain bravery where you have already lost your dignity that other people hold to their breast. Do you know what I mean? Mm. You've already been laughed at. In order to be funny, you have to accept that you're going to be the butt of many jokes.
It's very sad.
It's very sad, and the people that do that, you know,
because he was loved by so many.
They suffer with depression, and
I know, but the problem is Robin Williams was loved by so many people. So many people thought, and he was talented. He'd won so many awards. Everyone said he was talented, yet he was still very depressed.
Oh, he had the whole world at his feet, but that's not enough.
No,
because he had that hole in his heart.
Yeah, I know.
That could not.
Very sad.
That couldn't be filled.
No, I know.
And if you've got that hole in your heart, I'm sorry. You know, and look, if you've got that one person who can back you, you know, you can take on the world because you're fast, you're intelligent, you can twist anything around and all the rest of it. You're agile mentally. But if you do not have that one person who will cover you, who will look after your back, as it were, you're fucked. And you're alone. Because you're seeing through everybody. And that's what comics do. It's their job to see through the bullshit. And so if you're just looking for some guy who's really funny, he's going to see through you. So maybe you be careful what you wish for.
Maybe look for a man who just does puns instead.
Maybe get an accountant instead. You'll be looked after that way, you know. And he can do your taxes at the end of the week, you know. You know, but if you want a comic, you know, there comes a cost with that. That's what I'm saying.
We're going to get contacted by so many comics. This is terrible.
No. Look, comics are like cello players. They are broken, beautiful people, in my opinion. No, they are. They are just the best people, you know, and they are the most interesting people. But they are hard work. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine it for them. It would be incredibly hard work.
You've been friend to somebody who has... If I'm not I'm not a professional comedian, but I would fit that, you know, I would fit that pigeonhole of people who are manically funny, you know, but there's a cost to that at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Yes. And they're always striving and they're always clawing for people to pat them on the back and say, it's okay.
Unless they get to that age where they just go, fuck it all.
Fuck it all. And then they kill themselves.
And you can't do that because you've got to...
I've got a podcast. I've got responsibilities.
Well, I was about to say you've got 5-year-old birthday parties.
Yeah, no, I've got to get into 21. And then I'm good.
Oh, gosh.
That's my job. I've got to get into 21.
Well, hopefully you'll be there to look after the grandkids too.
What grandkids? Global warming?
Come on.
I'll get him to 21 and then he'll burst into flames.
Well, I was thinking glass half full, but you know what I mean.
You do that.
I will. I keep fighting the good fight. My daughter and I were at the climate action strike for climate action, so we were there.
And I was very proud of her. And I was very proud of you too. Can I say that? That was excellent.
You're proud of us?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, that's
I
good.
was, because you were encouraging her to rail against the establishment. And the establishment needs a good fucking railing.
Well, I mean, we have to. I mean, we're pretty bad in Australia. We need to pick up our game, and it's just depressing.
No, it's not just Australia. But yeah, we are definitely dragging.
We've got a very big carbon footprint.
We've got we're dragging the chain. We really are. Mm-hmm.
We're not just dragging the chain. The anchor's locked in somewhere. We're just trying to pluck it out.
And it's made of coal.
Anyway, we're working on that.
All right. So yes.
So anyway,
thank you for drawing that. I don't know how that's going to sound. I might have to edit the bejesus out of that, but that's essentially how I feel.
You'll
about
just lose half the listeners. It's okay. So what dreams may come?
What listeners? I've seen the stats. I know how many people listen to us. We have a very small but devoted following of people. And can I say, if you've been listening from the early days and you've put up with all of our shit,
Thank you.
We thank you from the bottom of our heart, and we genuinely love you. You know, I look at people like from Spain and Sweden and Germany and all of them and go, you guys.
Oh, you guys.
And Ukraine. How about Ukraine? Ukraine is like coming on strong.
And they're probably just going, yeah, we've got a better carbon footprint than you.
Look, it's probably Putin just listening in because we've said a few things against Russia.
Anyway, so did you?
Ukraine. I've got to find out what's hello in Ukraine, and then I'll come back next week and speak some.
Well, that's your
Ukrainian.
homework for the week.
That's my. I'll try and get some Ukrainian homework. Please, if you live in Ukraine and you've listened to this, give me some tips. Give me a few lines. Yes.
No, go listen to YouTube and actually listen properly. Anyway,
I don't listen to anyone, mate.
Anyway, I was going to say back on the film. What dreams may come.
That's a film. Yes. We got digressed.
There were actually, because it's the first time I've watched it.
Yep.
There are actually 3 aspects of the film that I found interesting.
Go for it.
The eulogy that Chris, the father, gives about his son, what he imagined he would be like. I thought that was a bit heartbreaking.
That was heartbreaking. It was, and you know what? I was like you. I very nearly put it up as this week's movie magical moment. It's a really good, strong scene. The film, it's look.
There's some really great, strong moments by Robin Williams.
I'm glad you said that it has been affecting.
Well, I mean, you listen to it and you think, oh my gosh, how utterly soul destroying.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's real, isn't it? It really is quite a real movie.
But he makes it sound real too. It's
because he's so good.
He is so good.
Yes.
And there was another aspect.
The female was in my favourite movie of all time.
Which female?
The wife. I'm pretty sure.
Annabella
yes,
Sciorra.
I'm pretty sure she's in The Red Violin.
I haven't seen that yet.
Really? Oh, well. We'll mark that down for a movie for further down. You better write
I've got her in as Law and Order, Criminal Intent.
Oh, well, I think she's... I don't know for sure, but I think she's the mother in The Red Violin.
Well, you'll have to put it up at some point.
It's a movie for musicians. It's not really a movie for... not
to put up on a podcast saying watch
Yes,
this.
it's not. It's like that you're following... Geez, we are digressing. But it's essentially the story of a violin down through the ages, and it's a bit of a...
remind me to watch it.
Bit of a cursed... all right.
When I have a life and watch it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just stick
wait
it in
till
there.
after Christmas.
All right, and I'll send it to you and say, here, watch this, and we'll set it up. Now...
But there was also that... So talking about his children, I mean, there was one part there where... There's a few comments he made as a father, and it's really affected the children.
Yes.
So,
he would not have been aware of the fact that has affected them.
So there was 3 comments he made that really stuck with the children. One was, he's constantly going, don't give up, strive, be the best.
Yep.
And his daughter Maria's sick, and he's playing chess with her, and she's trying to beat him. And so then every night since, they have a game of chess, and she never beats him, and then she passes away.
Yes.
But he never let her win. But she always tried.
Well,
that was one thing.
I've been teaching my 4-year-old/5-year-old how to play chess.
How's that going?
It's coming along.
The next thing was that he wanted to pull his son out of school because he didn't think he was good enough for that school. And his son's going, well, Dad, just let me try. He goes, his kids are constantly trying. And, and because he's always trying. And there's only 2 times where he doesn't try. And that's when Annie picks up her game when he fails. Did you notice that?
No. Thank you, Pip.
There was two.
Thank you. That connected
In the whole
quite
film,
Yep.
he's trying and trying. When the children pass away, he's there trying for her, getting her the paintings,
Yes.
doing this, doing that.
Yes.
Talking to the kids, trying to get them sorted.
And you know what that is? Because they are soulmates. And I hate to use that word, but
when
essentially...
then the only time, he only fails twice
Yes.
in his whole life. And one's in the afterlife.
Yes.
And she only responds and steps up
when he fails. And that's because that's a proper working relationship.
That's what happens in a relationship.
A proper working relationship. If the other person doesn't step up when you fall, then you're not in a proper working relationship.
But that's what I mean. It's amazing how, and it happened twice in the film to reiterate that.
Yep.
So I found that quite strong.
Yeah, because each person in a relationship has to work for the other person, and they work for themselves as well. And
but the children had that aspect of him. They were constantly trying and trying.
When I talk about relationships now, I am very
Scarred.
What?
Scarred.
No, I don't believe. No, I believe in love. That's fine. That's not an issue.
That to me sounds scarred.
What? Saying that I believe in love?
Saying that you don't believe in love.
No, I just said I believe in love.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you don't.
No,
My
back in your
apologies.
box.
Sorry.
No, I do. I just don't think that it's...
All you need is love.
I've learnt in life that you don't necessarily get to be able to build it from the ground up. There's got to be a certain amount of effort from the other side. Do you know what I mean? You can work your hardest in a relationship and... you think you're doing great guns and everything like that, and the relationship keeps going. And like I said about a relationship once before, if it's a dead duck and you put it in a catapult, you can make that dead duck fly for a while, but eventually that dead duck hits the ground.
Gravity takes over.
That's right. There's a certain level of impetus that will take over. So you can work at a relationship, but sooner or later you'll get to work it out. Oh, the other person's not rowing the boat as well,
He's going around in circles.
That's right.
With one paddle.
That's exactly right. So, and I think that this is what this relationship was. The fact that he is the stronger person, more organised person, but I think what we could spend literally hours talking about this movie because it touches so many points of life. He's a stronger person in this relationship, and yet she, as you said, steps up and takes a swing when he is no longer able to do so. But, I don't know. Like, what they're trying to say is that when you commit suicide, for example, that you absolve yourself, not absolve yourself, you cancel yourself out, and that's why you're stuck where you are.
You don't even realise it.
You cancel yourself out. And so it was a very much a warning episode against suicide. But
which can be very depressing and a trigger warning for people who have had people commit suicide.
Yes.
We have to say that.
Well, we don't have to say it, but
I would like to say that.
Well, say it.
I just did.
Well done. Look, I know, and I sound a little heartless, but I mean, life is life and death is death,
Oh, no, but I meant some people who might believe in an afterlife and things like that.
Well, that's up to them to do so, and we're not telling them anything else.
Well,
but
adding that extra information can help with
if you
other
kill
people.
yourself, your pain will end, as will everything else, but it will not end for everybody else.
You leave behind,
You will just exacerbate and metastasize the pain that you are feeling, and it will just spread out over everybody else that who you didn't think cared for you, but actually do. And we go through life and we think that because we're selfish little chimps sometimes, we think that people don't actually care as much as we think, we'd like them to do so, but they do. We just don't know it half the time.
That's very deep.
No, it's just what it is. It's just what it is, And so if you cap yourself, fine, go on, do it. Take that bath and cut your throat. Whatever you got to do, but you're not just cutting your throat. You're cutting the people who are living in your life as well. Just remember that.
Okay. There was